Juan Carlos was obviously very intelligent. He was also, I think, very suspicious of not only others outside the gang, but even within the gang. And I think some of his response to some of the violations of other members of the gang was a result of his fear or his mistrust of even those that were very loyal to him.
The centerpiece of the gang's business is a drive-through factory-style drug operation. It has runners, lookouts, and drug salesmen working 3 shifts a day. The lookouts are paid $60 each for 12-hour shifts. The sellers are required to contribute part of their salary to keep the gunmen supplied with weapons and ammunition. Gang control over the area is complete.
The way the community that was controlled by this gang was absolutely without remedy. This gang had literally painted a line in the street where residents were not allowed to cross that line without asking permission from them.
Customers drive up to the white line and place their orders. Money changes hands. The drugs are brought out. And the customers leave the same way they entered. Inside the main drug house, gang members receive shipments and divide and prepare bags of drugs for distribution. Arroyo maintains control and a strict system of checks and balances. The backbone of Arroyo's power comes from his control over the money and his armed gunmen.
Okay, I want you to have that. I want you to have that.
A lot of the hierarchy was corroborated and then further expanded by Pito Puerco. Juan Carlos was the clear leader. Keeping track of the money and the drug sales would confirm that, because the finances in any organization, that's a key position.
We could be big time. I'll work for you, boss. I'll make this happen.
Then the next level were the gatilleros, or the trigger men.
And the word gatilleros comes from the Spanish word for the trigger of a weapon. So anybody who pulls the trigger is a gatillero. These enforcers in these gangs are exactly that, either against one of their own gang members or a rival drug gang.
To young people in the neighborhood, the allure of making money is often too much to resist, giving Arroyo an infinite supply of young thugs to fill out his ranks.
So you could see them, looking up to some of these gang leaders with the eyes of a child, like, this is my idol, this is what I want to grow up to be.
El Puerco views the photos taken by the police and identifies members by name and role they play in the gang. All the members of Arroyo's crew are now identified.
In their making fun of the police, they allowed themselves to all be photographed. We used all of the photos of the police officers to actually identify the members of the gang, and in each case we were able to pinpoint who the source was talking about.
While the surveillance pictures are revealing, Agent Polly believes that for a jury, seeing is not necessarily believing. To convince a jury and bolster their case, the task force decides to make an undercover drug buy.
The purpose of making the undercover buy was to be able to refute any defense argument that, in fact, what was being sold at the drug point was not drugs.
The operation is risky, knowing what the gang is capable of. The undercover agents are alone.
When the undercover agent went in and made the buy, I think maybe from his perspective, he considered it no big deal. But then 2 of the people there on foot approached him as he was leaving in the vehicle and started talking with him. And again, I thought, oh, the gig's up. They know something's not right. They're going to jump in the car. They're going to pull him out. And it ends up they were asking him for a ride to the nearest bus stop.
The agents purchase 8 vials of crack cocaine. A subsequent lab analysis proves it's almost pure cocaine. It answers the question of why business at the White Line is so steady.